Live. Live. No. I hit the button and like you just gotta go for it. You know what I mean? Let me ramp up. I feel like a Twitch stream is like a lot. It's a lot different than a YouTube video. It's like the opposite. Now that I'm like kind of getting into it, and I'm famous. Like now that I'm famous, just kidding. But yeah, now that I'm famous, like I feel like it's different. It's like opposite. YouTube, you want to the first 10 seconds need to be exciting, right? Cuz everyone's watching that first 10 seconds. But on a stream, you kind of need to like ramp up, right? Like you'll be 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes into a stream, right? And then you start to like get into it. It's a lot less pressure. No, I enjoy streaming a lot more than trying to make a YouTube video. But yeah. Wait, what? Melky followed me. Melky did not follow me. Are you serious? Look, everyone has seen it live, okay? Everyone has seen it live. It happened. Um, Blue mustache, it happened. All right. All right. Oh, let's see what happened with this. Did anything happen with this? Oh, my gist, my proc macro. Yeah, so if you do this, this is not advised. Okay, this is gonna be a little sneak peek since no one's watching, right? This is gonna be a little sneak peek of the drizzle stuff. I've got like a few options for the drizzle thing, and I'm pretty excited about it. Um, so like I kind of want to go over the API though before I like commit to anything because I want it to be like drizzle, but I want it to be rust. You know what I mean? Like I want the two together, the strengths of both together. That's what I want. All right, so let me tweet this and then I'll get into the I'll get post. Let me let me post this. Let me post this and then even though it says tweet up here, but whatever. Um all right, let me post this. Okay, post. Post. So good. What's crazy is like I've been using Twitter on and off, like mostly off since like 2010. So it's been 13 years that I've been using Twitter. Um, don't look at that. Don't look at that. All right, let me tweet this. Um, what am I gonna tweet? I guess I'll just tweet what I have in here. Did Dioxus actually? Did they actually drop the? Oh shoot, they did. They did drop it. Oh, yes. This is exciting. What the frick? Oh my gosh, look at these docs. Oh man, we're going to get into it. We're going to get into it. Yes, this is what I'm talking about. Oh, you know what? Actually, the first thing I have to do is oh wait, hold on. I almost forgot this. All right. The first thing I have to do is I was so overwhelmed yesterday. I watched it back and I realized that I didn't even like go over what had happened. So let me go through here, right? This is the only way on Twitch to even do this, right? Let me go here. There. Okay, so I have never done this before. Thank you, Ryan Winchester TV. I know that's a whole other stream just to like deal with what happened yesterday. All right, Ryan Winchester TV, thank you for the bits. Like seriously, it means a ton. Like Cameron Dubas, like Dubas. Why do I just make words up like when I'm saying them? All right, thank you for the bits. No, I really appreciate it. Anon, I think I got that one. But Metamede, thank you for the sub. Like Xbox TV 81, thanks for the sub. Like this is incredible. Abstract 3D, thank you for the bits. Like the same black cat, thank you. I also okay. Xbox TV 81, thank you for the bits. 200 bits and notifications go per. Oh, I did see the DDoS hype train. So I realized what was happening yesterday was that Streamlabs was so overwhelmed that it was only showing follows. But if you'll notice, all this stuff happened and it hardly even showed up, right? Anyway, Nathaniel Bumpo, thank you for the bits yesterday. Cameron Dubas again with the 100 bits. Same Black Hat again. Xbox TV again. I'll keep going. Abstract 3D, 10 communities. I didn't even see this. Wait, hold on. X-Man Lives, what's up? Hold on. Let me get through these things, and then I'll Elfin Dread, thanks for the sub for 1 month. Hoagsy too, thank you. Hoagsy gave out 10 I didn't even see this. They reached the sub goal. I forgot I had that. Pair Programmer. Pair Programmer. Thank you for the bits yesterday. Same Black Hat again. Okay. All right. Yeah. And then like, I should probably shout out the Primogen, but like everyone already knows who he is. So like, what am I supposed to do? Right. What am I supposed to do? Sit here and talk about the Primogen? Like everyone already knows. There's no intro for him. Like, anyway, and thank you to all the followers too. No, I really appreciate it. Like, I don't know if like it actually means anything, but I'm grateful for the experience, like, thank you. All right. Yeah, don't feel like you have to keep going, but like, yeah, like it was, I really appreciate it. Like, it was fun. It was so fun. X-Man Lives, what's up? You have bad news. You ran out of optimizations to do. That's not good, right? Is this your UI thing that you've been working on? That's it, right? Freaking snail. All right, hang on. I got my work is like talking to me for a second. Hold on. Okay. Hang on. Let me do this real quick. Let me talk real quick. All right. All right. Okay. Yes. My program runs so well that I can't make it run better. Suffering from success. X-Man Lifts, that's what we call suffering from success, okay? And my only limit now is my hardware. My UI can handle 300,000 buttons on screen at once now with a smooth frame rate. That's sweet. That's good. That's what you want. You want the limit to be the hardware, right? That's perfect. Now you know that you can stop, right? There's nothing to do. Now you can actually make your apps, right? Okay, all right. So I want to let me get rid of this stupid thing. I want to get into this. Now I just need features. Exactly. All right, let me get into this thing. What did I say I was going to do? Jujutsu. Freaking Jujutsu. Yes, like this is what we need in our lives. Okay, I have to show you this. And the one thing I want to show you is that we can read the introduction real quick, but I'm super excited about this. Like, I'm going to switch to this today. Like, I am not even messing around. Like, this is what I want from a Git replacement, right? So first of all, Jujutsu is a Git compatible version control system. They say DVCS, but like there are no regular VCSs anymore, right? There is only DVCS. Like no one's out here using freaking Subversion, and no one's out here using what was the other thing? Perforce, right? We're not out here doing this. This is ridiculous. All right. Okay. Sorry, I was working. All right. It combines the features from Git, data model speed, Mercurial, anonymous branching, simple CLI, free from the index, rev sets, powerful history rewriting, and this is what I love the most, is Bejeweled Dark's first-class conflicts with features not found in most of them. So there's like a bunch of other stuff like undos, working copy as a commit. working copy as a commit. There's no more staging freaking area. Like every time you make a change, it becomes a commit. Like, dude, like this blows my mind. Like this seriously blows my mind. Automatic rebase, safe replication via rsync, Dropbox, or distributed file system. Sure, I guess that means you can push to GitHub, right? Is that what that means? I mean, isn't that like normal though? Automatic rebase? Automatic rebase? I missed that. Oh my gosh, how do I miss this? All right. It's like I built a various... Oh, yeah, you're still talking about the thing. No building on the foundation, but I guess it's still important that I didn't start building on it. So true. The foundation is everything. They're building this building downtown. They dug... So, like, in my town, it's like a dry riverbed, right? So they have to... If they want to put up a, I don't know, 10-story building, right? They've got to dig so far down. Like people are down in a pit. Like this has got to be 20 feet down, right? And then it's just concrete and rebar. Like it's insane. But yeah, you definitely don't want to build a foundation on sand. Okay. I tried to have each of my pixels on my screen be its own UI button that'd be clickable, but I ran out of RAM in my operating system. It seems like I have 3.6 million pixels approx. Yeah, I mean, that's all good. It's all good. All right. X-Man lifts. We're getting through this. Okay. The command line tool is called JJ for now because it's easy to type and easy to replace. Rare in English. Oh, that's true. The project is called Jujutsu because it matches JJ. You know what though? If you like Jujutsu though, like isn't that like an anime or something? I feel like he didn't want to say it's an anime. This person didn't want to say. They didn't want to say that it's an anime, right? They didn't want to say that. Is this language? Oh no, this is not a language. This is a version control system, right? This is a version control system. And I mean, I guess it's fast because it's written in Rust. Blazingly fast, in fact. Look at this. This person has Nix and they've got a build RS. They've got cargo toml. Oh my gosh. Incredible. Incredible. Look, if I see this in a repo, if I see all of these are signals to me. You know what I mean? Like wait. Oh, I thought my dog was doing something. These are signals. Like if I see Nix and cargo in a repo, I'm like, this is the one. Like this is the high quality stuff. Like we don't want any of this TypeScript. Yeah, like the blazingly fast video. Exactly. I forgot his name, but I remember his face. Yeah, that's a face that is hard to forget. I mean, it's so beautiful, you know? It's so beautiful. Hang on, let me see. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if I probably shouldn't say this about work. I just won't say anything. I don't think I can share it, although I want to. All right, so this is a version control system, right? And so it's Git compatible, free from the index, blah, 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 blah. So I want to go through the differences between Git. I want to go through, there's something that I saw on Hacker News that was like what I really wanted to talk about. Git comparison, that's what it was.
Hello,
OG
Peter.
Jake.
What's happening?
Thanks for the follow. Thank you. Okay. All right. So this is what I really wanted to get into, right? So, cause like, we all use Git, right? We all use it, right? It's fine. Like we understand it. So if you're making a new VCS, like you have to, the voice is memorable too. It's true. You have to understand that like anything you do will be compared to Git, right? Like you can't just like make a new thing and then not compare it to what everyone else is using, right? This is the problem between Greenfield and like, so now we're at a point in software where we've standardized on a bunch of stuff. And like, if you make a new VCS, you have to have a comparison with Git page. Git is your competition. Exactly. All right. So this document attempts to describe how Jujutsu is different from Git. See the Git compatibility doc for information about how the JJ command interoperates with Git repos. All right. So Here's a list of conceptual differences between Jujutsu and Git, along with links to more details where applicable and available. There's a table further down explaining how to achieve various use cases. So this is the main. So this first point is like my thing that I wanted to get across, right? And this is what makes me super excited about Jujutsu. I want to say Jujitsu. The working copy is automatically committed, right? So in Git, you have this awkward staging area, right? And I've always thought it was weird. Like it's very confusing, right? It's not good. Like you're super confused by what's happening, right?
Hello, Peter.
Nick the
What's
Clicker.
happening?
Thank you for the follow. Nick the Clicker. That's an amazing name. What the heck? OG Jake, Nick the Clicker. Dude, we got some G's in the chat, you know? This is amazing. All right. Yeah, OG Jake. All right. So the working copy is automatically committed, right? That results in a simpler and more consistent CLI because the working copy is now treated like any other commit. Yeah, I will click on details, but like, yes, I automatically understood this. Like, and this is what separates this from Git and makes it way, way better. Like, I think Pjul might do this, but I don't think so. There's no staging area. So they had to repeat this, right? Like these two are the same thing. There is no staging, right? There's no index. That also results in a simpler CLI for similar reasons. Okay. Simplicity is hard to achieve. And like when you do it, you know, it's like that's what I love that. Like over speed, over any of that other stuff, simplicity. The index is very similar to an intermediate commit between head and the working copy. So workflows that depend on it can be modeled using proper commits instead. That's it. That's what I want. That's what we need. All right, so this is the killer though. This is the killer. This third point is the killer feature. No need for branch names. Dude. Yes. Branches. Like how many times? Like this is what I do. This is what I do. At work, this is what I do. I make a GitHub issue. Okay? So my teammates can like follow along, right? And then I just name my Git branch SW, that's my name, / issue number - something. Like I'm trying to come up with some descriptive name, but honestly, I've just started using the GitHub issue because I already outlined what I'm doing in the issue. So this is just a pointer to that. So like branch names suck. Like I don't want to come up with branch names. Thank goodness that Git gives you a number that you could assign to your branch names. I just realized I namespace my branch names, and Rust and Cargo should or crates should namespace their crates. How did we get here? How did we get to where I did something right and crates did something wrong? All right. So Git lets you check out a commit without attaching a branch. Yes, that's weird. Oh wait, that's not weird. Because if everything was a commit, then you wouldn't have that. It calls this state detached head. Yes, whenever I get into detached head, you know you've gone too far. You've gone off the rails a little bit. Okay, hold on. Work. All right. All right. So it calls the state detached head. This is the normal state in Jujutsu. There's actually no way yet, at least, to have an active branch. That's incredible. So I love this. I honestly like my ideal.
Hello, Peter. What's happening?
I think that's Miss Mia. Miss Maya. I think that's Miss Maya. Thank you for the follow. Yes. So like, I think this though, like in my mind, the best GitHub thing would be restrict lines changed to an arbitrary number, 150 lines changed per commit. And when you commit, you just push it up. There's no branches, right? And when you do this, it's like rapid fire. Like imagine if committing your code was like tweeting, right? Imagine that. Like in GitHub, we have these huge like you can come up with these huge pull requests. And then what happens? Someone goes, looks good to me. I'm not going to look at this because this is huge and it's a wall of freaking code, right? But if you restricted the lines you can change or like symbols changed, like if you could go deeper, right? Like you can only change like 20 symbols per commit, right? It's a restriction in this GitHub, like this fairy thing that I'm coming up with, this dream of my like ideal GitHub, right? There's no branches. You're moving fast, right? Like this is on a team. Like GitHub is for open source and pull requests are a low trust thing. Like the reason why issues and pull requests exist is because you have to submit your work, and in an open source thing, it's like anyone could submit anything. So you have to hold on. Someone's talking to me at work. Hold on. Okay, yeah. Hold on. Let me just do this thing. Okay. All right. So anyway, so like yes, like this is my problem with GitHub for teams versus GitHub for open source. GitHub for open source works, but we need a different thing for teams at work, which is a high trust environment. Like if you just hired a developer for 100K, right? You hired someone to work on your code with you for 100K a year, right? Um, you you trust that person, right? Like you trust that person. You trust that person enough to give them money every month or every 2 weeks. Like, but somehow they have to submit a pull request to get their code into the thing. No, like what we should be doing is very enforcing very small commits and have them automatically just go to the main branch, right? There might be two branches, but I haven't really thought this through. But like, yeah, that's my ideal like team version control GUI thing. Like that would be the best. Okay. Yes. Anyway, this is the normal state in Jujutsu. There's actually no way yet at least to have an active branch. Okay. However, Jujutsu keeps track of all visible heads of the commit graph so the commits won't get lost or garbage collected. Yeah, that's like a huge problem actually. If you're in detached head, like you're just like in no man's land essentially, right? Like you're just out there in space floating. Like hopefully your wire doesn't get cut. Conflicts can be committed. Oh, this is sick. No commands fail because of merge conflicts. Oh, the conflicts are instead recorded in commits and you can resolve them. I love this. This is the simplicity, right? Is like if everything was a commit, right? There's no staging area that's special. There's no detached head that's special. Everything is a commit. Everything you do is a commit. This is incredible. Like I love this. I'm gonna switch to this. Like today at work, I'm gonna see if it works. With GitHub. Descending commits are automatically rebased. Rebased? I mean, I don't know, man. Like I'm torn on the rebase thing. I don't even care about merge commits. Like I'm just whatever. But I do prefer a rebased graph, just like I'm talking about. It's like the branches are dumb, and so if you can just always rebase your stuff, like it's a lot nicer to go back and like bisect things because those merge commits have this all this garbage in them essentially, right? Um, like if you bisect and like go back if you go back through the ref log like into a merge commit, it's like frick, like what am I even doing here? Whenever you rewrite a commit by running JJ rebase, all its descendant commits will automatically be rebased on top. I'm loving this. I am loving this. Branches pointing to it will also get updated, and so will the working copy if it points to any of the rebased commits. This is incredible. Like this, This is like, if I could do this, I would have done this. Like, this is exactly what I'm thinking. Um, yeah, this is so good. Like, I love this. All right, so branches are identified by their names across remotes. Wait, I think there was no branches. No need for branch names. Oh, branches are identified by their names. But then it says no need for branch names. Okay, for example, if you pull from a remote that has a main branch, you'll get a branch by that name in your local repo as well. If you then, oh, there's no need for branch names, but you can, right? If you then move it back and push the remote, the main branch on the remote will be updated. Perfect. You know what? You know what I love about Git is wait, link. Yeah. Sorry. Here, let me put it in here. I just saw that. All right. Yes, it's right there. Wait, can I pin this somehow? How do I do this? How do I pin this thing? Can I pin this? There we go. Oh, perfect. Unpin after yeah, sure, that's fine. That's fine. Wait, manually? Okay. Cool, I guess. All right. So yeah, this the operation log replaces ref logs. Oh, replaces ref logs. All right, so let me see. If you then move it and push it back to the remote, the main, yeah, I already said that. The operation log is similar to ref logs, but it's much more powerful. I don't like the word powerful. When programmers use the word powerful, I start to think my simplicity is going away, right? Like, oh no, there it goes. There it goes. It keeps track of atomic updates to all refs at once. Atomic updates to all refs at once. Jujutsu thus improves on Git's per ref history, much in the same way that Subversion improved on RSC's per file history. The operation log powers the undo functionality. I do like this. I do like this because Git revert is, and just as
Hello, Peter. What's happening?
Portugal 9, thank you for the follow. Astrochronal, what's up? What's up? Yeah, I love this. Like, I don't fully understand this, but I think the idea of the reflog in Git is it's such a power user thing, right? Like, you get to the end of your Git learning when you reach the reflog, right? You're like, oh, this is the thing that does all the other stuff, right? So this, I like the idea. The reflog is it's like a black box, right? I mean, like, it's, unless you truly understand it, it's kind of like you never really have to deal with it. But I like the idea of unifying operations, and then you could sort of undo the things you did with the commits from earlier. I do like that. There's a single virtual root commit. Like Mercurial, Jujutsu has a virtual commit with a hash consisting of only zeros, called the root commit, called the null revision in Mercurial. This commit, what, which is the state a newly init. Oh yeah, when you do git init, yeah. It is like this weird, like, it before pre-initial commit. It's like, what is it? Where am I? Like, what? I'm again in no man's land, you know. And related command line flags: git rebase root, git checkout orphan. Yeah, it is weird. Okay, so this is, we can look at this table, because I think I'm gonna skip this. Wait, should I skip this? Yeah, I'm gonna skip this because I kind of want to move on to Dioxus. I'm super excited about Dioxus, by the way. Like, ooh, the new Dioxus website looks so freaking good. The docs look good. All right, let's just go through the table first, though. Note that all JJ commands can be run on any commit, not just the working copy, but that's left out of the table to keep it simple. For example, JJ squash amend will move the diff from the revision into its parent. JJ squash amend R will move the diff from that revision into its parent. Okay, I think I understand that. So JJ init git. There's a native Jujutsu repo, like, file system thing. Which without Git, you get a native Jujutsu repo, which is slow and whose format will change. This is why I love open source, like, devs. They have nothing to hide. They're like, hey, this thing I wrote, yeah, it sucks. Like, I'm just telling you straight up. Like, you might not want to use this. All right, clone an existing repo. JJ git clone source destination. There is no support for cloning. That's fine. Like, I think that's fine. Like, Mercurial, the amount of Mercurial repos or like pjoule repos is like so low that, like, I mean, I'm sure the code in those repos is super duper high quality because those people actually care about their tools. Um, Unlike people who use Git, but well, I mean, there's high quality code in Git too, but like, I mean, if you once you get into those more esoteric things, you're like really, really passionate, and yeah, it's like a signal for like higher quality. Okay, so that's cloning. Update the local repo with all branches from a remote. JJ git fetch. There is no support for fetching. Yeah. So that would be the git fetch, right? So you have to prefix with git because of but you can just alias. Like, the longer the thing, just alias the stupid thing. Update a remote repo with all branches from the local repo. Okay. Update. Oh, okay. So the branches. So you're always pushing. Oh, do you always push all though? There is no support. Update. Well, with a single branch. Okay, there it is. Didn't get push branch name. Okay. Show summary of current work and repo status. Okay. Git status. So this is interesting because this is actually from my understanding, it's the latest commit, right? Or it's the latest set of commits that haven't been in some other state. Let's see. So show diff to the current change. Okay, so show diff to another change. Okay, so this is actually better, right? Like JJST, I already use GST, so this is already up my alley. JJ diff, so this would be git diff head, right? And this is JJ diff to a revision, right? Yeah, see, you have to do this weird thing in Git because it's like because of that staging area. JJ diff from revision, okay. From A to B, okay. JJ show, I bet you'd be using this a lot though. I bet you'll be using the revision stuff quite a bit. Touch file name, okay. Oh yeah, so you have to stage it. But this one, it's already committed as soon as you do it, right? At least that's what I got from this. So if you remove, yeah, it's already committed, right? And then you can, so this finish work on current change and start a new change. So if you do JJ commit, right? I guess like there's a set, from my understanding, there's a set of commits branching off from the current commit. Like when you initialize and you do that initial commit, then you start like change, and then you can take those commits and like put them into one. And then from there, you start another thing that like branches off. Like that's how I, in my mind, that's how I'm imagining this, but like I'm not actually sure yet. But I'm super excited. So yeah, echo, what is modifying a file in the current change? Yeah, that's fine. And then so JJ log, JJ abandon. So this is git reset hard, right? But abandon, he doesn't say cannot be undone on this side. So that means that JJ abandon can be undone. Restore is like git reset. Wait. Oh, I see. Yeah. Restore, I'm imagining restore is more like git reset like soft head tilde, right? That's more like what I use all the time. Make the current change empty. Abandon the current change and start a new change. Yeah, so in discard working copy changes. Yeah, so he doesn't talk about git reset soft. He doesn't talk about that. That's interesting. Okay. Huh. Discard working copy changes in some files. Does JJ describe? Not supported. Oh, edit description of the current change. Yeah. For this, I would actually say git commit amend, right? Edit description of the Oh, yeah. That's because you're on the commit that for the current change, right? Which is a set of commits, right? Yeah. So I think the main difference is just like Jujutsu has a set of commits and Git has a staging area, right? So, but it's nicer because now you're only operating on commits versus this like staged area, which is, I think that trips up a lot of Git newcomers too, is like the staging area, you know? Temporarily put away the current change. Git stash. Oh, dude, if you can get rid of Git stash, that's my thing. I mean, the thing about Git is like, if you don't use work trees, I feel like work trees are the cheat code for Git. What are we checking out? Sorry, just hopped in. It's Sushi. Welcome. Yeah, so we're checking out this JJ. It's a Jujutsu. It's a Git uh alternative, right? Or it's a Git compatible. It's a new version control system that is Git compatible. That's what I wanted to say. Okay, so this is all good. This is all good. I'm gonna go through this later, but yeah, this is cool. Okay, yes. So if you are tired of Git and you want to try something a little new, but it's still compatible with Git's repos, Jujutsu. Jujutsu. It does not have a cool logo, but you know what? All the best projects start that way. So yeah, but I'm sure it'll eventually get like a great logo that's like, a karate person or something. I don't know, or jujitsu person. All right, let me, yeah, we're done with that. We're moving on. We're moving on. Oh, it's in Rust? Oh, you know it's in Rust. You know it's in Rust. Marker and Jujutsu. And we'll just say start Dioxus. Dude, I'm so excited about Dioxus. You guys don't even understand. Wait, how does the marker start Dioxus? My markers are totally broken. Cool. Have I tried Dominator? I have not. Is that a version control system too? I haven't tried that one. Hackphobic. Also, first time chat. Thank you. Like, welcome to the stream. Like, we're having fun. We're doing it. Wait, Dominator? What is it? Is it a VCS? Am I about to be trolled? Yeah. Dominator? I don't know what is Dominator. What is that? I don't understand what that is. We can unpin this. We're gonna unpin this. Yeah. Oh, Rust Dominator? Been looking for a while. Oh man. Well, thanks for coming out of the shadows. Let me see. Zero cost, ultra power, declarative DOM library using FRP. Oh shoot. Dominator. It uses no VDOM. Uses raw DOM nodes for maximum performance. Well, this is crazy. Let's look at let's look at the counter. Where's the code? Let's look at it real quick before we go to Dioxus. Counter, arc self, arc new counter, mutable new, render. Oh, wait. Oh, no. I was thinking of Cobalt. That's what I was thinking. Oh, there's a class macro for styles? I just use Tailwind. Create the DOM nodes, HTML div. Okay, so there's a macro, but it's like a builder macro. Interesting. Text signal, state counter signal map format. It's definitely it's builder. It's a macro and a builder. Why would you use a macro for a builder? I guess. Clone. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, it's definitely something, right? I like the idea of signals, right? I like that. If they could pair this with like RSX, that'd be really cool. Just raw dogging it. Yeah, seriously. Raw DOM nodes. Raw. Just completely raw. All right. Dioxus. We got to talk about it. Like, it happened. It happened. And what's crazy is like I didn't even see like how is they're not Twitter's not showing me the right stuff. You know what I mean? Oh, they didn't even tweet it. Oh, okay. So we're early. We're so early. We are so early. Okay, so they haven't even like talked about it, I don't think yet. All right, so maybe I shouldn't talk about this. It's fine. Okay. All right. So which new Rust ORM? Angel, the one that I'm making. The one that I am making. Okay. All right. So let's talk about Dioxus. First of all, look at this new website. All right. This is clean. Like, it's super duper clean. and they changed the tagline. Like it's almost you look at this and you think it's almost too good to be true, right? You're like, there's no way. Like, how can they do all this stuff? And it's like, well, um, you know, because it's Rust. That's why. That's why. MUI button style, I can't. Oh, for that other thing? Yeah, that was yeah. That was something. Yeah, I don't like MUI. Like, I'm not a fan of that. Like, I think that's so overkill. All right. I'm definitely more in the Shad camp, right? What is that what it's called? Where you like copy and paste components into your code. Yeah, I don't like libraries that are UI libraries. All right, so Dioxus is a Rust library for building apps that run everywhere, essentially. It's desktop, mobile, web, TUI. They're underselling it here. They're underselling it, but basically it's a virtual DOM thing that renders everywhere. Like it renders on the server, it renders on the client, it renders everywhere. So I like this full stack, cross platform, full stack, fullest of the full GigaChat chat CDN enjoyer. So true, so true. We're not out here, like a wimpy Shiba Inu, All right, so lightning fast, fully typed. Oh, they didn't go with blazingly though. Where's the blazing? All right, so let me get into this. Oh, I like this. The top companies. That sells it. So this, I don't know if they've updated this, but it was definitely like weirdly like out of date for 0.4. All right, so let me see. So this is how it looks, right? It's very straightforward. Oh yeah, this render macro, sick. I started using this. I was like, this is the one. Yeah, this is so clean. Like, can you believe this is Rust? Like, this is Rust code. Like, look at this. Do you see this? Like, this is Rust code. Um, it's that's it. Like, that's all you need. So simple. Yeah. So then you have props, but honestly, you can there's a macro to do inline props, so you don't need to make a struct for every prop. But yeah, and then there's like async too. And you don't need to use a coroutine, but you can. Oh, they actually have Tokyo time sleep in here. Interesting. Does Tokyo work in WASM though? I don't know. Maybe. Powerful data fetching library. Maybe if you turn off a bunch of feature flags. Automatically tracks dependencies and caches results. Powerful. Oh, they use the inline props right here. So that's how you do it, right? So every function takes a scope, but then yeah, use fetch. Oh yeah, I don't ever use fetch. Like that's crazy. I use server functions. But yeah, so this is the new website. It looks really good. They did a really good job. But they haven't blogged about this yet. But let's look at the docs. The main new thing. Oh wait, this is still 0.3. It's just a website. Okay, maybe I can't talk about that. I thought 0.4 was out. Dang it! It's just a new website. What am I naming my ORM? Yeah, I'm naming my ORM. I don't have a name. Like maybe we should come up with a name. So since I'm cloning Drizzle, well we can talk about 0.4, I guess, right? Oh, it has 0.4 in the URL. Oh, okay. So we can talk about this, right? What the heck is this? What? Yeah, this is all new stuff, right? Oh, where's the oh, full stack. Oh yeah, perfect. So the main new thing is this, right? This Dioxus full stack stuff. So what happens is it renders on the server and then hydrates on the client, right? That's it. It's basically React server component. Well, it's not React server components. It is separate in this way. Here, I'll show you. Hold on. It is separate in the server functions, right? It is you don't have to come up with API endpoints anymore. You just do server functions. Oh, here it is. There, right here. So this is it. So you can't. Whoa, I hadn't seen this before. Incremental render config, invalidate. What the heck? What the heck is this? Anyway, so you render on the server, right? And then it hydrates on the client. But you also, this is how you communicate between the two. It's not React server components. You annotate an async function with the server proc macro attribute, right? Yeah, it's RPC. Yes, it's Sushi, it's RPC. And then you just write this thing and it makes the route for you, right? So all this code runs on the server, right? So you can have a context in here, a Dioxus server context, and you can wrap that and do whatever. But you can have it have a database in there, so you can do database stuff in here. You can set cookies and you can set response headers. You can do whatever you want, right? So yeah, it's really nice, and you could do it all in the same file, that's the single file gang. That's the thing. If you can't do it in a single file, get that out of my face. Get that out of my face. All right. Yes, it is RPC. But yeah, so this is the main killer feature of 0.4. But there's a lot of cleanup they did. Like, do you see this here? CX render RSX. That's now just the render macro, right? So there's a lot of overall good stuff that they've done. And they updated the docs quite a bit. This one was giving me trouble, this use coroutine thing, because you're trying to do this sort of streaming state thing, but yeah. So technically you can separate the UI render and RPC calls and do serverless stuff. Kid, what is this dog? I technically I guess, but the server functions run, so they run on Axum and stuff. So there's support for Axum, Salvo, and what's the other one? Warp, I think. Warp is the other one. So I mean, yeah, you can call out to a server function, but I don't know if serverless is coming in the future, but that'd be crazy. Dioxus would have to come up with their own edge thing, kind of like Shuttle. They would probably have to do that, you know. But yeah, so that's the new stuff in Dioxus. I'm super excited about it. It's it's so good. Dioxus is getting really good. I mean, it's getting good. How would the RPC work on WASM? I'm not familiar with WASM. Yeah, so the WASM is just they only use WASM to bridge between the DOM, basically, right? So the WASM is just your Rust code that gets run in the browser, and then they just have their own bridge between DOM events and DOM updates and your Rust code, right? So they use WASM bindgen or whatever, and WebSys. I think they use WebSys. WebSys, not WebSys. What is that? Yeah. So that's the only thing that is WASM. That's the only thing I have to worry about. All right. Dioxus. It's the best. Don't use Leptos. Use Dioxus. If you value simplicity and a nice clean API, don't use Leptos. Use Dioxus. Do it. All right. So we gotta talk about Drizzle. We gotta talk about my Drizzle clone, right? I don't have a name. I don't have a name. All I have is a bunch of code. Okay, and I want to show you the code, but we can come up with a name. So I was thinking, since it's Drizzle, right? I was thinking Rizzle. I was thinking Rizzle, because it's Rust, you know. And then I could make Snoop Dogg puns. So I could say Rizzle Bizzle, you know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know if I like Rizzle. You can't name it after Rust, just saying. I know, but Rizzle though, right? Yeah, I can't say Rust-ORM. I can't do that. I can't put that crate. I don't even have a crate. I don't even have the crate's account, I don't think. But yeah, I think this music is getting me down a little bit. We need a little faster music. Rizzle would be nice. Yeah, Rizzle, right? I mean, we can come up with something better, but yeah. What do I usually listen to? I was listening to this one, which is pretty good. It's a lot though, you know. It's not chill at all. It has no chill. All right, go ORM unironically. That would be so funny. All right, so other than the name, right? There's other options that I need to talk to you guys about. Okay, I need to talk to you. So go go RM, GORM. That would be, dude. This is like the biggest troll. Honestly, I might just do that. Rizzle or GORM. That would be, or I can call it warm RORM. But yeah, for go, you need to be GORM. All right, so like, let's look at Drizzle because that's what I'm gonna try to copy. I'm gonna try to make it rusty, but like, I want to. I just want to show you the API basically. So everything starts from this. Let's do SQLite. So everything starts from this, right? You export you like have a const, right? And then you like call this function, and it's a hash map essentially that has functions inside of it, like anonymous functions that take the thing that you're building. So you're building this builder, right? And then it has an anon function that like takes the builder, right? Yoink. Drizzle frizzle. Yeah, frizzle would be okay. Yeah. Frizzle. I like frizzle. Frizzle my bizzle nizzle. All right, so 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 you so there's this there then you can sort of add on to like, by using the anon thing, you can like add on to like indexes and stuff, right? Like more constraints, like table constraints and table indexes. So, and you like use this, it's all typed, right? Basically, except for these stringly things. These are these are strings, but everything's pretty much typed, right? So I do like this, and we could try to do this one to one in Rust, but I feel like this is a TypeScript API, right? It's like half dynamic, like half typed, right? I don't like this too much. It's very like TypeScripty, right? And we could do that. We could do this one to one though, right? No problem, right? Because they're trying to get rid of the stringly things as much as possible here. With this references also takes an anonymous function, right? And the scope is the self of the builder. But like, or no, this just takes countries, right? But yeah, this takes no arguments, and this uses the other table. So you basically have these consts of hash maps and anonymous functions, right? And it builds this internal schema object, right? And then the other thing that they do is that they auto generate migrations. That's the killer feature. I want that, right? That's what I want. And so this schema stuff is good, but I don't want to make a hash map, right? Like, I mean, what do you think? Like, I don't see that. I don't see this as like particularly rusty. Like in my mind, I'm thinking like this is what I did, right? I'll show you what I did. In my mind, I'm thinking something like, so I'm messing with this, right? Like I'm messing with like how the API feels. Um, but yeah, what I'm trying to do is I'm either gonna do this, right? So this is not gonna work. I mean, it does work kind of, but like yeah, it's not really there. So I'm either gonna do something like this, right? Um, with a complete proc macro, and it looks like you're defining a struct that does not exist, and then the macro will generate the struct for you. Basically, the struct is going to be the name here, and then these are all going to be the fields, and then these are all going to be static strs, right? And it's weird. It's not actually Rust. It's in a macro, right? I don't know. It's weird. It's not great. I don't like that. The other thing, right? So okay, the reason I have to tell you why. Like why this is even happening. Um I think I got into it yesterday a little bit, but like, so on Twitter, this person said right here. This person said, oh my gosh. Okay. This person said, in Drizzle I can do this, right? I can do this thing where I hover over my column name and it shows me the column, it shows me the schema, right? So, I mean, it is cool. Um, this was so neat. Wait, what was so neat? This thing? Oh yeah, like it shows you the schema, right? And like that is a killer feature. The idea that you could go through and like do go to definition and it'll show you the schema, that's cool. So I do want that. And the thing that I'm stuck on is like, yeah, I saw your go tweet. Yeah, like the thing that I'm stuck on is like, what what do I do? Like, do I do this? Like, do I do this? Right? Do I have a macro that has an attribute like this table or something, and then it does it add doc comments to do this, right? Like, are doc comments the is this the answer, right, to this dilemma, right? Like, so if I did this and I went down here and I did let users equals users, whatever, right? The other thing with so there's three options, right? There's three options. The one is this is the macro that generates the struct, which has its downsides. The downside is that go to definition does not exist for that generated struct. The other thing is, I mean, it works. It does work. The other thing is, do you? The other thing, if I use the struct, right, it's awkward. Like, it's super awkward. Like, this is good, but it doesn't have the right information. Like, I'm still very stringly, right? Like, this is going to be generated from this type, like from this definition here, this field, but it is weird, right? Like, to annotate your struct with a table. But I think this might be the only way. Like, now that I'm looking at this might be the only way to do this. And this actually has to make another struct because this represents your row and this one represents your table, right? So the last thing that I came up, so this does work. If you hover over this, it shows you the doc strings, which is really freaking cool. Like, it's really cool. But yeah, the other thing that I came up with is, which is the most Rust thing that I think we have, which is the enums, right? So the enums, this is the third option. And I don't know if I'm going to go with this, but like, it's possible that this might be a table and then this will generate the doc strings. So you would do something like this. You would not have, this would not exist, right? Gets generated. But what you do is you sort of annotate this value table, and this doc string will get generated, I think, by the macro. And then the thing that you do is you do this. You say enum users, right? And then you go ID. And what you do is you annotate with a different thing called like SQL or something, or I don't know, like column, and you say, not null, primary key, you know, it's kind of like certy a little bit, and then you might do like integer, right? So then this will be that's what you type, right? So you type this stuff out, and then either a derive macro. I don't know if this will even work. Either you derive a table from this enum, or you have to annotate with tables. So I could turn this into a doc string essentially. Because I don't know with the derive proc macro if you can generate doc strings. I'm not actually sure. So yeah, either this and then this happens, and then you sort of like go down the line, like, okay, now I have username, right? Or I have just name, right? And then you do the same thing. You go call, this is a text column, and this is also not null, maybe with like a length of like, I don't know, 20 or something. So like that's what you sort of do, right? You do this, and then the table macro like generates the doc strings for you, so that when you go to definition or when you like peek, you can like see what's happening, Struct would be more pragmatic than enum. Yeah, that is true. I guess the one thing about the struct that's weird is that so this is how I would use it, right? If I did the struct, right? I would use the struct like this. I would like do it instantiation. I would like do this, right? So I would do this, and then here I would hold on. I would do this. I would get rid of this stuff. Hold on, let me see. This is my process is like horrible. Let's see. Let's go back up here to the struct. So my struct is I would need this to be, this would need to be everyone does struct. All ORMs use structs for tables. Yeah, well, okay, let's look at Diesel. Let's look at Diesel and let's look at C, right? What do they do? How do I guides? Oh, initialize. Yeah, Diesel does a lot. I'm not actually a fan. See, they don't do automatic migrations either. That's the killer feature. Um, yeah, I don't want to write SQL, right? Um, yeah, so then you do this, and then finally we get down. We had this derive, but like the thing is, you're trying to infer the column type here, and like I don't know if they give you a doc comment for like to see the actual underlying schema, right? And that was Drizzle's like that was the main thing, right? That was like the main draw is you could see it in code, right? Um check out okay, see. Let's check out C. Yeah, C ORM. Let's look. Let's look. All right, let me see. Let's see. Tutorial and examples. Oh no. Let's just do this also has you manually write migrations. And this is worse somehow than just SQL. This is like worse. Um like you don't need async migrations, like kind of overkill. I mean, it's nice that it's all the same, but this feels like Rails to me, right? This is not a improvement on like what has come before. We're doing traits. Yeah. Yeah, we're doing a migration. Like, I don't, yeah, I'm not really into the. So the migrations on C and Diesel both fail. They fail the sniff test. You know what I mean? The smell test. But let's look at the schema. Okay, so we're trying to do this. Okay, so this cake entity as cake. Um, entity structure. Okay. Oh, here we go. Okay, this is a lot. Um, yeah. Okay, so they do some annotations here, right? And they do a proc macro too. And then they have relations as enums. CORM has many. Yeah. I definitely want to stick to like the more. I definitely want to stick to like the. I would rather have it look more like Drizzle than this. You know, like I don't. I'm not. This is a lot. Oh, so it's like the yeah. It's like active model. Yeah. No, I'm not. Drizzle is not active model, right? Here, I'll show you. Like this is what relational queries. That's not okay. So this is what this is all Drizzle does. Is like it's basically it's not it is an ORM, but it's like a query builder and then a schema management thing. Like there really is no this is very yeah, this is too this is almost too rusty. Like I this is a lot. Like I don't know if I'd want to do this. Like what I do okay, so what I do currently in my current projects is I just have plain SQLX and I write an async function and I write SQLX that's compile time checked, right? And my migrations are they're just SQL, right? I just run SQL. But I started to abstract the migration so I could fit them in one file. So I've done that and it's looking okay, but like yeah, I might have to yeah, this is not great. Like this yeah, this is a bummer. Um it's definitely something. But yeah, I might do the struct. I might do the struct instead of the enum. But the my problem with this struct is that I would have to know like that I would have to come up with a different thing that has the names of these columns for the fields, like string names, right? Because like my thing is like I want to be in main and I want to do this, right? Um, I want to do something like this where users new. Yeah, there's no, I get it. And I would do something like this, right? Where I come down here and I go, I say, let users, and I kind of just do this DB from users dot, just that, right? So this takes the struct, right? And then this would be something like if I wanted to get users where ID is 1, I would do something like users ID. And then I could hover over this, right? I actually did do this. I wonder how did I do that? Where did I go wrong for this? Um, yeah, let me uncomment this. And I think I had an impl for this too before I started messing with this. Oh, I actually deleted the impl. Oh, here it is. Yeah, so like I wanted to have a thing that generated the names because I want to use the names as static stirs, right? So like if I did this, um, something like this, right? And then in main, and then in main, I would do this, right? So users, right? And then I could do this. Now I can do what I'm trying to do, right? Which is if I hover over this and I go definition, I get this doc comment, right? That says create table user. It's the real underlying SQL, right? It's actually one step further from Drizzle. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, the other thing I came up with is like a function, and this is builder, right? This is very Drizzle right here. It's like everything is a table, right? And then I might generate a struct from this function, kind of like server functions, right? So you have the builder stuff. You say, oh, this is a text field with it like name as a name. And then you go, okay, this is the table, this is the call, and here's like an index that's unique, right? And then it takes a vector of names. I feel like this is still pretty rusty, but it's a lot. Like it's a lot of typing. I did change this a little bit so you could do something like this. You can do text, right? Like in table instead of call. But yeah, I don't know. It's what does it take? Oh, what did I do? Oh, found column. Oh, right. This would just be a name, right? Or I'd say, oh, I could just keep that actually. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what I'm doing. I'm not sure which way I'm gonna go. But I guess I could just do multiple, right? Like, I guess I could just do multiple crates. I mean, if some people have 200 crates, I could have 3, right? I could do one that's the struct, one that is this builder thing, right? Which is already working. And then I could have sushi. Yeah, then I could have one. I could have one that's I could have one that is an enum, right? I like the enum actually. When I was doing the enum, I was like, yeah, this is nice. Like, because I want to have this query builder, right? So the two things is the auto migrations, the schema definition in Rust code, auto migrations, right? That don't get put, they're just in memory. And if you want to see the migrations, you can print them, I guess, right? Like the migrations are always automatic. There's never going to be I won't support down migrations, and I will not support anything that this underlying SQL bindings don't support. So you can only do like in SQLite, you can only do certain things with alter table. That's exactly what you could do. Like you can't change it in any other way. I mean, it's possible that if your table has a certain number of rows or less, I could do it. But yeah. All right, so I'm gonna go for like 20 more minutes because I have a meeting at 12:30. But yeah, like Tuesdays are my like slightly longer streams, but yeah. So this is what's in my mind. Like this is what's in my mind. So I can do this like sort of thing, which is wait, what is this? Oh, statement's not satisfied. Yeah, because I did. So like you can see this though, right? Like you could see this ID stir, right? That's the thing. That's this is really cool. Like ID integer primary key dot null. I don't know if the other ORMs do this. I don't know if they do this, and I don't know if they have this type of query builder, right? Where you always do this. So this is a alternative to like SQLX, right? It's SQLX is compile time SQL strings, and that is good, but it is awkward, especially when you change if you, I'm always making mistakes, and so I'm always like deleting things from the database. And if I delete my whole database in dev, and then I restart, I try to compile the code, it doesn't compile, right? So now I have to like comment out all my little SQLX functions because I use the query as macro, right? But where this would be, it's static on a different dimension, right? It's like this is static sort of SQL building because there are no strings here, right? There are no strings here, but it still is static and you can't make a typo, right? You can only make a typo in your schema definition, and you'll figure that out pretty quick. So I do like this query builder. I like this a lot. And this is just sort of a struct that exists somewhere, right? But yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm not sure. I don't know. I like this as the enum. Like this is where I was sort of ended up, right? I sort of ended up here instead of a struct. I sort of ended up at this enum, right? Which because I don't technically need a type. The type will be inferred, right, from the database driver. So SQLX does it backwards, right? You define the type, but realistically, if I use SQLX, here I'll show you. I have to. Oh my gosh.
Hello, Peter.
No,
What's
no
happening?
skick. Is that how you say that? No skick. Thanks for the follow. Yeah. So like if I use SQLX, I'm defining the struct types, but realistically, I can only use certain struct types. Like for an integer primary key for the SQLite binding, it has to be I64, right? I can't use any other type. So like, what's the point of me defining the struct types myself? So that's why I was like, what's a struct with no field types, right? That's an enum. So I was like, oh, okay, let me do the enum. So then if I'm in main, right, and I do this, right? So now I just do this, right? Wait, no, oh, no sick, but half the people get it wrong. Hey, we're in the same boat. Everyone calls me Swelker. So you know what? We're all the same here. We're gonna become best friends, okay? We're gonna become best friends. All right, so this table shows you the thing. That's the thing that's cool about generating these doc comments from the schema that you give it. That's the cool thing, right? This is the killer feature to me. Like this is what I want. And I don't know if I'm actually going to put this on crates, but I definitely want to work on it. All right. So I'm not sure if I should keep going with this, like, because this does work, right? This does generate SQL already. The only thing that I have to do is the auto migrations, right? So I came up with this, for the migrations. So there's a database struct, right? That you sort of make one, you make did you say instance in Rust? You make an instance, right? And then here you like migrate them, right? So you would migrate this, you would just takes the enum, right? And the enum is probably going to be like have a trait, I guess, like maybe like toSQL or something. And then you like just pass your stuff in here like this, right? Or you actually borrow enums. Can you do that? Oh, okay. So you pass this in, right? Which is kind of obnoxious, but yeah. So this migrate thing actually takes a vec of statements. So like that's what I called my trait is statements. Do it with the enums feels okay. Look, I just wanted to ask. Like, it is true. Angel is right. Like, everyone does structs, right? And it's possible to do it with structs. Look, I have to think through all these things. It's sushi. I got to think through. I can't just go into it willy nilly. You know what I mean? I can't just go into it balls to the wall. I gotta take my time. All right. Yeah, we can get into it a little bit. So I've done this, right? Do it with what makes you want to use it. Dog fooding. Yeah. So that's what I've done. But yeah, I mean, this is awkward a little bit, like users table, because users by itself is a table. I guess that's one argument for the struct, right? That's one argument for the struct. Yeah, that is one. That is one argument. Shoot. You know what? That is an argument for the struct. Yeah. I guess like, so this gets generated, but you can't derive proc macro, right? You'd have to do table, right? Which would go through each of your enum fields and like add them. But this is awkward. I don't like declaring table. So this would not be, this would be generated, and this would also be generated. So, but it's not obvious. You know what I mean? I don't like the way this feels. This one, however, the struct one, the struct one though, the struct one though, the struct one, like, but the types though, like, what's the point of the types? Like, you're already defining, you're basically defining it twice. This is why I don't like the struct one. You're essentially defining this twice. That's a bummer. Yeah, that's not great. Now you're like specific here, but the underlying database driver does not care, right? It's very like, I don't care. I guess technically I could infer this. So could only be reserved for things that I can't infer from the Rust types. So like string is text. Oh, I do like this though, right? This is what SQLX does, but I do like this. F64 becomes real, right? And this one though doesn't have a type. Like if you define an index on a table struct, what is this? Where am I? I'm like, what do I do? Nothing, right? I just do nothing. Unless I have some kind of like index type, right? That I give you, right? Which is just nothing. Like the index type will literally just be this. Type index equals this, right? Type, we'll just do like IDX, right? Equals this. And then we can just do this. We'll just say IDX, right? That's not the best. You know what I mean? Like it's not the best feeling, but oh well, what are you gonna do? Yeah. This is annoying. But it's not the end of the world. You know, this isn't the end of the world. I do like this. It feels like Surdy. It does feel like Surdy more than the enum. The enum did feel awkward. And then for here, I can like do impulse. Well, I could do impulse on the enum too, but yeah, this feels better because now you get Drizzle's like, now you get Drizzle's schema stuff. Like where was the schema? Oh, right here. So now you get something that feels like this, right? But it's a struct. And now you can like give it, you could do a const, right? Or you can do a once lock, right, on it, and then it exists everywhere. Or you can instantiate one time. Is am I saying that right? Or you can like new it one time in main and then just like pass it to Axum state, right? Yeah, that's good. This is good. Wow, we're gonna go with the struct. We're going with the struct.
Hello, Peter.
Yes.
What's happening?
Nossimer 2 based. Yes, we're all based in this chat, okay? We are all based in here, all right? We're like, it's like Thanksgiving with turkeys, based, all right? We just based. Okay, I got 10 more minutes. Struct it is. The struct wins, okay? The struct wins. No one has strong arguments except for Anshul. I had a strong argument, so we're going to go. We're going to go with the struct. Yes, perfect. All right, let's look at this macro. All right. Let's look at you never seen a proc macro on a Twitch stream before. Actually, you probably have. All right, so we're going to get into it. I'll show you my proc macro, right? So if you've never done a proc macro in Rust, there's 2 steps you have to do. The first step is you have to make a separate crate for your proc macro, right? They do not let you put proc macros in the same crate as your project. That's a bummer, but what are you going to do? Show your macro. Oh, we're going to show the macro. You guys aren't ready for this macro, but like we're going to show it. So anyway, I just call it macros, right? And then I stuff all my macros in there. And then the other thing you have to do is you have to like you have to reference your new crate in Cargo Toml, right? So then if you go over to macros, right? The last step you have to do, I'm a Primogen G. Yeah, the Primogen definitely it gets weird with it, you know, showing his feet and stuff. I'm not sure if I'll ever reach that point with Twitch. Like, I don't know if I'll ever be comfortable enough to just like, you know, turn into only feet or whatever. But yeah. All right. So like proc macro true. You have to say that. And then in macros, right? In these sweet macros, you have to go to, you have to either do, there's 3 types of proc macros, right? There's 3 types. You have to do proc macro derive, right? And I was looking how I can add a doc comment to a proc macro derive. The answer is you cannot. The answer is this is useless and you cannot do it. So we're just not gonna do this. We are not gonna do this thing. We're just gonna comment this because I'll probably need it later. The other thing is, so I try to do it here too, right, with the table. But really what I need is a proc macro, just a straight proc macro table, right? Just that actually. Proc macro attribute. There it is. So there's proc macro attribute, and proc macro derive. Bruh. So this takes a optional args of token stream, which I'm not going to use. And then, because the table name is going to be this underscore, right? I'm trying to reduce the amount of stuff. So I'm going to actually, this is what's going to happen, right? Just write your own docs. No, they need to be generated. It's Sushi, they need to be generated. Because you're not going to sit here and do this. Like if I showed this on Twitter to the TypeScript person, they would laugh me out of the building, okay? Like it would be like, oh yeah, Rust can do it. It can infer the thing. Yeah, oh, you wrote the freaking thing. Like it doesn't do anything. It's just a doc comment. So I have to come back with these TypeScripters. We have to rally against these TypeScripters, all right? They can't be out here doing all this Drizzle stuff. And then Rizzle's lame. We don't want Rizzle to be lame. You got to do doc gen. Yeah, exactly. You have to do doc gen. You have to generate those docs. All right. You have to do it. So like, this is good. This is what you're going to do. You're going to do this, right? And then this is going to be generated. So this plus this equals this, right? Does that make sense? Like you can, all the information that's here and here is here, right? I'm just compressing, right? This is information compression, right? And then I'm going to expand it into the actual SQL. I'm going to do 2 things. One, I'm going to generate these doc comments, but this is the actual SQL too that's going to get migrated on the database. I can't even say database. This is going to blow dev socks up. Yeah, these TypeScripters, get out of here. TypeScripters. Like, dude, amateur hour. You know what I mean? Like, freaking amateur hour. We're not going to let this stand. All right. So this is also the same. You can do constraints or whatever here. So once I show this to the TypeScripters, they're all going to be Rust programmers overnight, okay? Drizzle? No. More like fizzle because it fizzled out. You know? You know what I mean? I use TypeScript, by the way. Get out of here, it's Sushi. No, stay in here. It's okay. It's all right. Well, I'll convert you. I will convert you to Rust. Okay. I'm over here like I'm talking about TypeScript like I know what I'm talking. I have no clue like what happens in TypeScript land. Like all I know is the type system is like really, really complex, and you could do insane stuff that you probably shouldn't be able to do in a type system. Yeah, it's like insanely complex. It's like almost a dynamic type system. It's really weird. Like I guess it is technically, right? It's, I don't know. TypeScript is weird. I just, as any easy. Yeah. Wait, what is this? Why is there a frog on my thing? But it's not a frog in this thing. Oh well, what are you gonna do? All right, so yeah, this is good. This is looking good. This is the one we're gonna go with. All right, so I need my table macro to I need to parse. I need to parse this. I need to get this information, basically, right? I need to parse the input as my own struct that represents certain things, right? So I basically need to loop through the fields, right? I need to parse this not as a table 2. I need to parse this as, because I was doing this as enums, right? So we could say struct schema table or something, right? But really this is just a struct. So now I'm not actually parsing too much stuff. I'm just doing this, right? Let's start with just this. Oh my gosh, I have like 3 minutes. Frick. Okay, I'm gonna come back. Oh man, actually, you know what? Now that I have 3 minutes, I'm not gonna stream tomorrow. Oh, I don't have the extension. Yeah, that's true. That's what it is. I have it on Chrome, but not Safari. Not Safari. Yeah. So I'm not gonna stream tomorrow. I'm not gonna stream. I mean, I might, but like, I doubt it. Like, yeah, that's even. That's even. I use Chrome. But yeah, I have to. I'm going on vacation. Okay, like sometimes I gotta go on vacation with my wife. You know what I mean. So we're going on vacation for tomorrow until Thursday. So the earliest I can stream is like next Friday. But yeah, that's fine. You know what? That's okay. Like, it's fine. I can live without the streaming. I can live on vacation, like no problem. No problem. But yeah. Who should I raid? Should I raid somebody? I don't know. I usually don't raid though, you know. I got like 2 minutes. Yeah, but I definitely want to work on this. Tweak going. Yeah, I should do the arch coffee pasta. Going on vacation with the wifey, you wouldn't get it. That's true. What is that? Arch with a girl copy pasta? What, I gotta look that up. What is it? Oh, here it is. Here it is. By the way, I use Arch. Oh no, that's not it. Oh my gosh. What the frick is this? This is so good. This is so good. I've never seen this. Like, I'm gonna freaking tweet this. Like, this is I have not seen this image. Like, this is insanity. This is insanity. All right, we gotta tweet this. We gotta tweet this before. Wow, this is that's so bad. I love that though. You know what I mean? Like, frick, dude. That I probably shouldn't have tweeted that. But yeah, it's definitely outside my wheelhouse usually. But oh well, I already tweeted it, so too late. Too late. Yep, it's true. All right. So anyway, I gotta get out of here. It's Sushi. It's been fun. Lurkers, I see you somehow. I see you, and it's also fun. I'll be back Friday or possibly the following Monday. But yeah, not next week.